welcome to the third episode of the ERC Student and Staff Summer Talk series. Today, we have the pleasure of having our Dean of Academic Advising, Melissa Ellew, here with us. And we will be sharing with you some information about class enrollment and also academic advising. Those are two topics that really kind of confused me when I was an incoming Trident. So today we'll be sharing information on those to help you transition into Ucsd. And that being said, I will first invite Melissa to give a quick introduction of herself.
Yeah, my name is Melissa Ellew. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm the Dean of Academic Advising here at Eleanor Roosevelt College. I work with a team of academic advisors to support students throughout their time at UC San Diego. Fun fact about me is I'm a graduate of UCSD, and I've been with Eleanor Roosevelt College since 2005.
Yes, go Titans! Okay, so I will first be asking Melissa some of the frequently asked questions from the incoming Tridents. So, Melissa, what kind of support does the ERC Academic Advising provide to the incoming new students?
So our academic advisors meet with students on kind of a variety of topics. We provide support around long-term planning once a student has been here for a little while, or exploring majors, kind of academic opportunities. A lot of times we help students navigate situations or kind of help talk through making decisions around academic planning, kind of the technical piece of how we meet with students. So we offer drop-in advising, which is 10 to 15 minute shorter sessions, sometimes more last minute. And we also offer pre-scheduled appointments, 30 minutes for longer topics. So most of our incoming students will start meeting with advisors on drop-in advising. We'll start that during Welcome Week. And then as you continue on in your academic journey, advisors will be available for all of those other things that I listed.
I see. Thanks, Melissa. So how should the new students get access to all the resources you mentioned and services?
Yeah. So our new students should already be familiar with our virtual advising center. That's where they filled out their academic background and maybe are already even submitting questions to our academic advisors. So everything that we have is kind of housed at our virtual advising center, vac.ucsd.edu. That's where students will submit questions to advisors and where students will sign in for appointments, meeting with advisors. And so we also have a phone number if students need to call us, and we can list that. It's 858-534-9864. So we have a few different ways that students can access academic advising.
Okay, and I will put the phone number here. So at this point in time, the new students may about to enroll for their first quarter of class. So what advice would you provide to the new students as that time is coming?
Yeah. So we provided some kind of general enrollment guidance for new students. So I recommend reviewing that. If you haven't already, I recommend checking out recordings of our webinars that we did this summer, overviewing different topics related to enrollment. And then, of course, send in questions. Our Enrollment Virtual Advising Center piece is open for students to send questions. And then once you enroll, you can continue to access us and send questions in that way. So I'd say reviewing all the resources and then sending us any questions that you have about those.
Okay. Thanks, Melissa. And as we all know here at UCSD, we have 7 colleges, and all the colleges have their own unique general education requirement. And at ERC, we also have our own general education requirement. And Melissa, would you mind telling us a little bit about our ERC GE?
So our GEs reflect our college's philosophy. So we have the 5 quarters of Making of the Modern World. Then we also have 2 quarters of quantitative formal skills, 2 quarters of natural science, a fine art requirement, our language. And then at ERC, we also have a regional specialization, 3 quarters of courses from a variety of departments where students will study one region of the world. And we also have an upper division writing requirement.
Okay. And as you may already know, something that makes ERC unique, one of them is our unique writing series, The Making of the Modern World, or MNWs. And Melissa, could you tell us a little bit about this writing sequence?
Yeah, so Making of the Modern World is a 5-quarter sequence of courses that kind of goes throughout time. 2 of the courses focus on more intensive writing. The classes are interdisciplinary, which means that they come from a variety of departments, including but not limited to history, sociology, literature. Our ERC students often bond over MMW, so I hope that everyone's looking forward to those classes.
Yeah, it's truly an interdisciplinary sequence. I remember we had the options to choose what topics we want to write about in MMWs. So I remember as a bio student, I picked medicine for one of my essay topics. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and thanks for sharing all the information, Melissa. And next, Melissa will be interviewing me, and I will be sharing information from the perspective of a current student.
Okay. All right, Davey. Can you share how have you benefited from the support of ERC academic advising?
Yeah, so I've been actually using the academic advising services a lot. So back when I was a freshman, that's the first instance where I started benefiting from the academic advising services. So back then when I was trying to declare a minor in business, but I'm a general biology major, so it's like 2 complete different fields. So I was a little bit confused, don't know what to do, but luckily I reached out to an academic advisor who helped me to go through all the requirements of the business minor and gave me advice on if I will be able to finish all the requirements within 4 years so I can graduate on time. They even helped me to declare that minor right on the spot. So I couldn't imagine doing it myself without it.
I'm so glad to hear that. Can you share what are some other academic support services that are available?
Yeah, there's a lot of academic support resources on campus outside of the academic advising services. And 2 of them that I have been using, the first one is the Writing Hub. So this is a resources that offers writing help. So they have well-trained peer writing tutor. So student can bring their essay and different writing pieces into the Writing Hub from different classes, and the tutor will help you to revise the essay and to also give you advice on how to improve that essay. I've been using that for some of my MMW essay, and that really helped me to improve my essay in general. And the other one is the SI sessions. So those are supplemental instructions to classes that are taught by UCSD faculties. So those are really helpful in my opinion because the peer tutor for the SI sessions, they will go through the topics covered in class again during that sessions. So it really helps me to understand the difficult concept in class and also reinforce all the knowledges I learned in class. So that really helped me to improve my score and grade.
That's great. And then finally, last question, do you have any general tips for new students?
Yeah, I do. So in terms of academic, I would highly recommend all new students only enroll for 12 and at most 16 units in their first quarter. That is because you don't want to overwhelm yourself in your first quarter. You just come to UCSD, you want to transition into these new places and get to know and befriend all the new Tritons so you can quickly build a home base here. And that's why I would recommend you just take it easy on classes your first quarters so you can prepare yourself to rigorous study for the quarter following that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I usually recommend, like, even if a student wants to enroll in 4 classes, so they have the option to maybe drop one and still be in 12 units or 3 classes, I think that's great. Definitely being mindful of the transition in that first quarter.
Yes, and our advisor have already provided enrollment guidance on your class schedules, so be sure to check that out so you can plan your classes more effectively.
Yes.
Thank you again, Melissa, for joining us today. And I hope you all find the information we covered helpful. And if you have more questions about academic advising or class enrollment, please reach out to our academic advisors at vac.ucsd.edu, and I will also put the links here. And just as a sneak peek into next week's episode, next week I will be talking with our Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, Sarah Gallenberg, and we will be sharing information on the different student organizations here at ERC and UCSD and also ways to get involved. So stay tuned, New Tritons, and we will see you next week.